From WREL News and the Capital Broadcasting Podcast Network, this is your Coronavirus North Carolina News Brief for Friday, April 17th, 2020. I'm Cliff Baumgardner. Here's the latest from WREL.com. Today, Governor Roy Cooper said North Carolina is partnering with UNC Chapel Hill, Duke University, and East Carolina University to expand coronavirus testing in the state. Testing has increased by 88% in the last 2 weeks. More than 73,000 tests have been performed so far, but Cooper said more is needed to determine the extent of the virus in the state before any restrictions under the statewide stay-at-home order can be lifted.
Easing restrictions here in our state without enough masks, gowns, and gloves is like setting off on a 3-day camping trip with enough food for just one night.
Dr. Mandy Cohen, Secretary of the State Department of Health and Human Services, said some parts of the state have excess testing capacity, while others don't have enough. A statewide solution is needed to ensure adequate testing can be done, she said. Today, the State Department of Commerce has released North Carolina's March employment figures. The state's seasonally adjusted unemployment rate was 4.4%, increasing 0.8% from February. The number of unemployed people increased by 35,020 over the month of March to 217,626 in total. The State Division of Employment Services has promised to triple its workforce to handle the crush of calls from people filing for unemployment benefits. Soldiers at Fort Bragg are helping in a new battle, the fight against COVID-19. Thousands of soldiers have already deployed from North Carolina to help fight the spread of coronavirus in places like New York City. Now, they're helping produce protective equipment for healthcare workers to help protect them from COVID-19. Through Operation Dragon Mask, soldiers will help address the critical shortage of protective equipment for medical workers. Several units are working together to make cloth face masks and plastic face shields. Some soldiers will sew masks with material donated by North Carolina State University, while others use 3D printers to create face shields. Fort Bragg had as many as 13 cases of COVID-19 before the Department of Defense stopped reporting specific numbers at bases. Today, Fort Bragg officials said a civilian employee and a contractor who worked on post have died from coronavirus-related complications, marking the first deaths from the outbreak at Fort Bragg. Both were Cumberland County residents. Wake County school leaders say the first official week of online classes brought both progress and challenges as the state's largest school district wrestles with the move to remote learning. Wake County School Superintendent Kathy Moore said some schools are reporting high rates of student engagement, while others are seeing lower rates of participation. She said the district will continue its work to get 20,000 Chromebooks and 3,200 internet hotspots distributed to schools and then to students who need them. Some Chromebooks were delayed because they had to be transferred between schools, she said, and the hotspots had to be ordered but should arrive in the coming week. Moore said technical support continues to be a challenge. The district has added a frequently asked questions document that can be downloaded, as well as a portal for students and families to request technical help from district staff. Moore urged, quote, grace and flexibility as parents and students work to adjust to the change. An unknown number of federal stimulus payments have been misrouted, delaying COVID-19 payments for some people in North Carolina, apparently due to electronic paperwork errors. A spokeswoman for the State Employees Credit Union said the problem with some direct deposits cropped up there, and that, quote, our understanding is that similar situations are happening at all financial institutions, end quote. Other media outlets are reporting the issue in other parts of the country. SECU spokeswoman Lee Brady said the IRS sent direct deposits down with incorrect information for some taxpayers, resulting in those payments being rejected and returned to the IRS. She said the credit union expects people to get paper checks instead. It's not clear how long that will take, but it could be weeks, possibly months. The federal government has said paper checks will start going out next week and go first to people with lower incomes. The Washington Post reported that checks are scheduled to go out 5 million a week until September. This has been your Coronavirus North Carolina News Brief for Friday, April 17th, 2020. As always, if you like the information and resources you get from this show, let us know by leaving a rating and review on whatever podcast app you use. Plus, while you're there, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our latest episodes. Thanks for listening.